Welcome back everyone. So here in this part we are going to talk about WH noun clauses as the first type of our noun clauses. Alright, so WH noun clauses are formed as WH plus subject plus verb and plus object. Now, why is this important? This is important because normally in a question, what do? You do it like this. After WH, you have an auxiliary or helping verb, then subject, then verb, and then an object. But this is different. In a noun clause, after WH, you have a normal sentence. So this is a normal sentence, right? Subject, verb, object. So it is not it's not formed like a question. No, it is formed like a normal sentence. So after WH, we have a subject, we have a verb, and we have an object. So let's give some examples. I will tell you where. So where is our WH? You can find the keys. As you can see, this is just like a normal sentence. You can find the keys. In a question, what do you normally do? Where can you find the keys? In a question, you would say, where can you find the keys? But in a noun clause, you say, I will tell you where you can find the keys. This is not a question, everyone. This is a noun clause. All right? Another example. Why we did not make much profit seems pretty clear to me. Why we didn't make much profit seems pretty clear to me. As you can see, after why we have a subject, we have a verb, didn't make, and we have an object, much profit, and all of it, this all here is our subject. Seems is our verb, and pretty clear to me is our object. All right, so it works like this. Or Terry hides from everyone how he can rent a car so cheap. All right, so again here after how we have subject, verb, and object combination, right? All right, so I have another beautiful example for you from the movie The Dark Knight. All right, so do you want to know why I use a knife? Here the Joker says, everyone knows the Joker now, right? So here the Joker says, do you want to know why I use a knife? So beautiful use of the why noun clause. All right, let's continue, everyone. Sometimes the object in the WH subject verb object structure might not be used. So sometimes object can be omitted. There might be no object. It's always optional anyway. All right, so when this happens, we might see sentences that look interesting, but actually they are grammatically correct. Now, what do I mean by this? I will give you examples, all right? So, no one knows why the picnic was cancelled. So here, after why, we have a subject, the picnic. And was cancelled is our verb. It's a verb, okay? It's not the verb of the main sentence. No, it's the verb of our noun clause. But it's a verb. But there is no object here, right? There's no object. So only we have a mini subject and we have a mini verb. Now this sentence is okay. It looks okay. But look at this one. Why the picnic was cancelled was not very clear. Now here, was cancelled was not very clear. Why the picnic was cancelled was not very clear. If you look at this sentence, we have 4 four structures that look like verbs, okay? Was cancelled, was not. It looks very interesting, but it's actually grammatically correct. There's nothing wrong here. So here, why the picnic was cancelled is our subject, was not is our verb, very clear is our object. That's it. So, the police did not tell us where Tom is. Okay, so here the police did not tell us where Tom is. Tom is the subject of our noun clause. Is the verb of our noun clause. It's very easy. It's not interesting. But look at this one. Where Tom is a secret. Now here you have two is's in the sentence. Where Tom is a secret. Now here it looks very interesting in this sentence, but it's actually okay. Where Tom is our noun clause. Is our verb. Okay? Where Tom is a secret. No one knows where Tom is. Okay? Another beautiful example. What he does not interest me. Now, when you look at this sentence, you think there's something wrong. But actually, there is nothing wrong here. What he does is our subject, okay? It's a noun clause. And what he does is our subject. Does not is our verb. It's a verb here. And interest me is our object. And what he does is our subject. I hope this is clear, everyone. I know they look interesting, but there's nothing wrong in these sentences. Now let's continue with WH noun clauses. Now sometimes who and what ask about the subject. In this case, there's no subject in the noun clause. So we have WH plus verb plus object. So sometimes we have no subject with who and what. Now this is true only for who and what people, all right? So after who and what, sometimes you have only a verb and no subject. Let's look at some examples. I don't know who lives next door. So who lives next door? Why? Why is there no subject? Because subject is asked. We don't know the subject. We are asking about the subject. Okay? I don't know who lives next door. Or parents want to know what happened in the field trip. Again, after what you have happened, all right? It's a verb, all right? But it's possible. It's not wrong. I will definitely find out who stole my camera, all right? Who stole my camera? I will find out who stole it, all right? And finally, I want to learn who makes the decisions around here. So after who, you have makes. You don't have a subject. Normally, after WH, you have a subject. But after who and what, sometimes you ask about the subject, so you don't use it. All right? Okay, let's continue, everyone. There's another point about WH noun clauses. When there is a person or subject after who, it's also possible to use whom. So this rule is just like adjective clauses, everyone, right? If you remember, in adjective clauses, we said you can use who or whom if there is another subject after them, okay? After who, all right? So in here, it's the same case. I don't know who you were talking to on the phone. It's possible. I don't know whom you were talking to on the phone, this is also fine. Both of them are fine here, all right? Whom they will choose as the new mayor will be a great surprise. This is possible. And who they will choose as the new mayor, this is also possible. Why is whom possible? Because you have they after it, right? You need to tell me whom you want to work with in your team, or you need to tell me who you want to work with in your team. Both of them are fine in here because of you, because of new subject after them. All right? Now, let's continue with noun clauses with what. All right? Now, very interestingly, what as a noun clause can have two meanings. What, as you know it, okay? And interestingly, it can mean the thing or things in the sentence. So what do I mean by this? I will give you many examples. Now, what in the meaning of what is clear. Okay, you can understand these sentences. So I will not give many examples to that, but I will give many examples to the cases where what means thing or things. Let's start. What she said shocked many of the listeners. So here, what she said means the thing that she said, or the things that she said shocked many of the listeners. So here, again, this looks like a very interesting sentence. After said, you have shocked. So you have two verbs coming one after another. But it's not a problem. What she said is our subject. Shocked is our verb. Let's look at this one. Now, I love it. I love this example. What you see is what you get. Now, we have two noun clauses and one verb in this sentence, and that's it. So what you see is our noun clause. Is our verb. What you get is our object. This sentence is used for office programs, actually, everyone. Windows Office programs. In Windows Office programs, what you see on the screen is what you get on the printout. So we call them what you see is what you get kind of programs. All right? So what you see on the screen, the thing that you see on the screen is the thing that you get on the as a printout. All right? So what you see is what you get. And I have a song from Metallica, The Unforgiven. What I've felt, what I've known, never shine through in what I've shown. Alright, so here the song says, the things that I've felt, the things that I've known, never shine through in the things that I've shown. So actually this song is full of noun clauses. It's almost all the sentences, all the lyrics is full of noun clauses. So if you go and listen to this song by Metallica, The Unforgiven, you will see how noun clauses are used in sentences. All right? So I have one more example, or no, two more examples from two different movies actually, right? So first movie is Cool Hand Luke. It's a classic from 1967. Let's take a look.
Mr. Honeycutt.
Get in line, facing the captain.
You're gonna get used to wearing them chains after a while, Luke. But you never stop listening to them clinking. 'Cause they're gonna remind you of what I've been saying. For your own good.
Wish you'd stop being so good to me, Captain.
Don't you ever talk that way to me. Never! Never! What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. You're gonna get used to wearing them chains after a while, Luke. But you never stop listening to them clinking. 'Cause they're gonna remind you of what I've been saying. For your own good.
Wish you'd stop being so good to me, Captain.
Don't you ever talk that way to me. Never! Never! What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
Beautiful movie. Actually, in this part, we have two noun clauses with what, but what I want to underline here is what we've got here is failure to communicate. The thing that we have got here is failure to communicate. In another sentence, the guy here said, they're gonna remind you what I've been saying, or the things that I've been saying. All right, so here in both sentences, what means the thing or the things. All right, I will give you another example. By the way, that movie is wonderful. If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend. Now, you all know this movie. This is Forrest Gump. Let's take a look at its opening scene.
Hello. My name's Forrest Gump. You want a chocolate? I could eat about 1.5 million of these. My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I could eat about 1.5 million of these. My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
All right, so in this unforgettable classic scene, okay, it's the opening scene of the movie, Forrest says, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. All right, so here it's a beautiful use of what noun clause, everyone. So I hope the first part is clear to you. All right, so in this part we looked at WH noun clauses. Let's take a short break and let's do the exercises. And after that, we are going to continue with whether and if noun clauses.